I have a problem. It's called I Love Art Supplies, and there's no like Art Supplies Anonymous that I've found, and if there is, I don't want to go there because I love art supplies. Hey friends, Journal Girl aka Sammy here, and today we are talking art supplies, and we are talking about my two favorite kinds of acrylic paint markers. Now, I have tried so many over the years by so many brands, and I can tell you that out of all of the ones that I've had, these are the two brands that I am in love with, that I keep with me, and that are usually really close by my side when I'm doing art. The first is Posca markers. These you can usually find, they actually have them at Michael's now, or you can usually find them on Amazon, and these suckers stay working well for years. Like, stuff is how do you do this on YouTube? Stuff is coming off. The labels are coming off from how much these things are used. And I have so many of them. I love them. They come in so many colors, and they come in so many different sizes. From this is a brush tip white to this, I think this is a 2.5, one of my favorite sizes, all the way to what I showed you, the gold, which is like a chisel. Look at, I've killed it. I've killed that chisel. And I think they come bigger, but I never really had a use for like the huge ones. I don't do a lot of like stuff that would need them. Anyway, I'm working in a journal. Even on big paintings, I don't really use them there. The other ones that I like, these are the Archer and Olive Acrylograph paint pens. Now, here's why I love these. When I've used the Posca or Posca, however you want to say it, I don't care how you say it, Posca, Posca. I am not the police of this. I'm not going to come after you and say you're saying it wrong. The really fine tipped paint markers that I found, sometimes they're like metal with a little like bit of paint on the end. If you're lucky, they're felt tip. They don't work really well after a while. Like, I'll work with them for like maybe a month, and then they blob on the paper, or they don't write, or the nib doesn't get wet anymore, or whatever. These suckers are 0.7 tip markers. They are the most dependable under a 1.0 whatever for marker sizes. Most dependable ones I have found in the last 10 years, to be honest. Okay, they don't come, there's like a standard set like of primaries, there's a set of tropicals, then they come in sets that are related to the colors of the season. You get a lot of colors that you're not going to get in the Poscas. The Poscas are going to have standard colors, and the acrylographs are going to have more nuanced colors to go in between. But, and I'm gonna, break the rule of the only talking to the camera for my podcast thing. You can write with these things. It's just like using a 0.7 pen. I do the edges of calendars with these. I actually write in my journal with these. I do very fine details that I couldn't do before with paint markers. I'm really in love with them. And they just came out with a metallic set that I haven't gotten yet. I'm trying to convince myself I need it, even though the rest of this room is filled with boxes because I am packing to move and really don't need to bring more things into my house. By the way, this is just a little aside. I am an Archer and Olive affiliate, and I did this because I really, really love their product. And once I fell in love with the product, somebody reached out and I decided to become an affiliate so that I could save you guys 10% if you go over to the Archer and Olive shop and get yourself some of these markers. I wanted to be able to help you guys out, and it also helps out me and my channel. So I am a really big fan of dependable markers. I do a lot of my art either sitting on my bed, because it's my favorite place to sit, or in my recliner or on a table at a coffee shop. And I don't want to bring out the mess of acrylics. Honestly, the only acrylics I use are Dina Wakley's acrylics that come in like the tiny bottles, because they're amazing colors. They're full coverage. I'm thinking about makeup because I just put on makeup. They're opaque and you can travel with them easily because they're tiny and they come in really good sizes. And the cost point is enough that you can just buy a new little bottle when you run out. I really depend on paint pens to help me take my watercolors or my drawings or my doodles to the next level. And so having these kinds of paint pens really helps me do that. You can even take the paint pen and put it down a lot on your paper and use a brush or your fingers to kind of move it around. That's something that I really like doing with these big and chunky ones. And then once they've dried, you can go over with little tiny pens to do details and all of that. Now, I have been using the Posca 0.9s, which is this size, for those little details, but having a 0.7 with a felt tip point is just, it just takes it that extra step. And having it that they work really well is, well, it's really nice. Now, each box comes with a blending palette. What I do is sacrilege. I cut out a piece of the blending palette and I keep it with my markers, and you can see this is where I burp them. You have to shake them for about 30 seconds and then burp them and you're good to go. And they do include a clear one. I don't know, it's clear, you can't see anything. That you can pick up the color that you've made on your blending palette and put it down. And you can use that clear one with the Poscas as well. So you can put a bunch of color down with the Posca, use this clear one to pick it up, and then, you know, make your own colors, which I think is really great because sometimes the color that you want to use isn't really in the marker. You want it a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. And so this gives you the flexibility of having a full set of acrylics without having to have them. I just wanted to give you that little nugget of wisdom that I have found. And then here are my favorite paint markers. What I usually do when it comes to supplies like this is I say, okay, this is the supply that I'm collecting X year, okay? And I'm so shiny. Like, I literally put on powder before this. All right, whatever. So what I'll do is I'll buy 3 to start, and then like every month I'll buy 2 or 3 colors. And by the end of the year, like this didn't happen in a day. This is probably 3 or 4 years of collecting these. The Acrylographs, they happen faster because I fell in love with them and I couldn't stop buying them. I have a problem. It's called I Love Art Supplies, and there's no like Art Supplies Anonymous that I've found. And if there is, I don't want to go there because I love art supplies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like or share the video. I know you hear this from every YouTuber, but that's how the algorithm works. That's what I've got for you today. If your day was good, I hope tomorrow is just as well. And if your day wasn't, I hope tomorrow is a better one for you. Bye.